I couldn't find my lint remover. So I'm just using a piece of tape. I wonder what ABH decides that, oh, we are gonna have super shimmery shades in this palette. Let's make the outer cover black velvet. Who does that? I don't understand. Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I just saw a review by Raw Beauty Christie and I kind of freaked out. I have already thrown away the cover for this. So this is Anastasia Beverly Hills' latest palette. This is their limited edition holiday release and this is how it looks. It has a black velvet packaging. Mine is kind of already dirty from touching it just a few times and I don't know why. Even after the experience with my Subculture palette, I threw the cover away. I really never do that. But in the excitement of the holiday shopping, I did it. But anyways, so I'm kind of stuck with this. So when I saw the review by Raw Beauty Christie and she said it feels pretty similar to the Subculture palette, a little bit better, but pretty similar, I did freak out because that means I cannot return this. If you haven't checked out my videos, I tried out 3 different palettes by Subculture. One of the batches turned out to be slightly better than the others, but in the end, I was kind of heartbroken, you can say, because of it not being similar to the Modern Renaissance, and I returned all 3 of my palettes. So when this one came out, I was a little bit skeptical, but this shade called Throne, I swatched it once and I had to get this palette. So this is called Prism and it is described as a luxe holiday eyeshadow collection. I really like the color scheme of the packaging. The gold really pops against the black and I'm guessing that they're kind of going with an Egyptian theme. You can see a pyramid and all the names kind of sound like, you know, something that would hear in a movie based in Egypt around the pyramids. Just like the Modern Renaissance and Subculture, this one comes with a dual-ended brush and 14 shades. You have 7 ultra mattes, 5 metallics and 2 duochromes. And this one is described as the full pigment formula. Each of the shade being 0.7 grams, there is a total of 9.8 grams of product in this palette. It retails for $42, making the price per gram $4.28, which is keeping up with the previous releases in the similar format. So let's go into the swatches. I will show you some finger swatches first and then some brush swatches. And based on the comments from you guys on my previous reviews, I have learned that you like to see the full eye swatches, so you will see those as well. So we have Lucid, Eden, Unity, Sphinx, Osiris, Sphere, Obsidian, Dimension, Parallel, Pyramid, Throne, Saturn, Eternal, and then Lure. So these are the finger swatches. And when I wipe it, most of the dark shades kinda do hang around, most of the mattes, so that's pretty cool. So again, Lucid picks up chunky, but it is at least applying for me. It didn't even apply for Jen from Jen Loves Review. Eden, Unity, Sphinx. This is just not picking up for me. Come on. Osiris. Come on. Sphere. Ooh. Obsidian. I think they might have actually improved the quality of this brush. Dimension. Parallel. Parallel. I don't know why I felt like saying that. Pyramid. It's like golden with greenish shimmer in it. Okay. Throne. This is the shade which compelled me to buy this palette, so this better work. Saturn. Pretty. Eternal. And then Lure. These are the brush swatches. I feel like even more is kind of sticking around in the brush swatches. Yeah, pretty happy with the way these seem to last. And as the last thing, I wanted to try what I did with Subculture is to like check the fallout. I don't think it's as much. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see some dust, but nothing on the paper there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The brush is fallen apart, but the shadow seems fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one is giving me like a tiny bit of fallout, but nothing like out of the ordinary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my god, look at that. Like the brush is just fallen apart. But I remember that's exactly what happened with the fluffy side when I tried to use the brush from my Modern Renaissance palette. Like I was just getting like pieces of bristles on my face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one has teensy bit, nothing like Subculture. And finally Lure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, this one has a tiny bit, but nothing like Subculture. If you haven't seen me compare 3 different batch coats from Subculture, I'll link the video somewhere here and in the description box, so do check it out. Let's take the look off and do the eye swatches. Lucid and Unity, Eden and Sphere, Dior, and Saturn. I'm not noticing any patchiness, love that. So Dimension, and Pyramid, Eternal, and this is Sphinx, this is Throne, and this is Osiris. So I guess Obsidian is the shade that I don't like from this palette. When I'm spending $42, I'm hoping the whole palette is great, but it's fine. So we have Parallel, and we have Obsidian. My lids are raw, but my heart is happy. Let's get into the rest of the review. Overall, I feel like this palette does swatch way better than how Subculture swatched. Here are the 2 looks that I have created with this palette so far, and I absolutely love both of them. In today's look, I like how the shades kind of blend into each other and at the same time they can stand out. I like how Sphere, being this like pastel yellow, still shows up on my skin tone. And you know, I'm really enjoying this look enough to actually include it in the Eye Friday. I wasn't sure I was going to, so if you are interested in how I created this look, keep a lookout for that video. If it's already out, I'll link it somewhere, you know, on the screen and in the description box. Even though the formula on most of the shades is supposed to be similar to the ones in Subculture palette, these shadows are either pressed differently or there is something different because there is almost no fallout. The only shade I was kind of unsure about was Osiris, but in this look it did apply nicely, did blend out nicely. The slight pink shimmer that you see in the plan does not translate very well on the lids, but the color actually looks fine. Obsidian is not as pigmented and can be slightly patchy. I don't know if you guys can see that here, but you know, it's a black shade. I have it in multiple different palettes, so I'm not worried about that. But everything else looks really good. For some reason, Jen from Jen Loves Reviews couldn't get Lucid to show up much on her skin. For me, I had no issues. It swatched very nicely with my fingers or with a brush, so I'm happy. A lot of the shimmer shades kind of look like they are, what's the word, kind of freezing up in the pan, just like, you know, the first shade in Subculture did. But, you know, they still pick up nicely on a brush, so I'm happy about that. And overall, I feel like ABH did redeem themselves in my eyes with this palette. So good job, Norvina and Anastasia. I think you did really well here. I usually do not like buying holiday palettes because after some point, you know, I'm not able to share it with you guys. But I think I'm gonna enjoy this palette enough to continue using it. This kind of excites me like Subculture, but at the same time, it works like Modern Renaissance. So if you are thinking about this palette, I would say go ahead and pick it up. You will not regret it. Or at least I don't regret buying it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Hit that little bell next to the subscribe button and you will be notified of my future videos. And thanks again for watching. Bye.